When I scheduled this call, it felt like it was an opportunity to take a step towards signing that first client, like it was going to get me closer to the target that we've been reaching for the longest time. And during the call, I felt a sense of surreality. It felt like the veil between my eyes and reality was slowly lifting, and it set in motion a realization that came later and absolutely changed the business. After the call, I put down my phone and got up, and as I got up, the air around me felt thinner.
How was the call? Baby, are you okay? What's wrong?
I didn't know what was going on, but my heart started beating louder and louder in my ears. I knew that something had changed inside of me, but I didn't know what yet. A subtle feeling of anxiety started filling my body as I realized that everything is about to change.
Baby, what's going on? What did he say?
Although everything inside of me was telling me what I didn't want to hear, the truth was slowly peeking out, and that truth is that there was more work to be done before I could start selling. That's when I realized that if I don't stop running from this now and face it, I'll never become the entrepreneur that I want to be. I'll never build the business that I'm sacrificing everything to build. I'll never live the life that I envisioned, because the market will expose everything, including the work that I was running from. So a key takeaway that I believe is valuable to you guys as well: if you are unable to be honest with yourself about the work that you are avoiding, then you'll continue delaying the dream that you're trying to achieve. You'll be the biggest roadblock in your own journey. Okay, last time you guys saw me was episode 3. If you've been following this series, episode 2 ended with us preparing to start outreach so that we can get our first client. And that was the plan. But between then and now, I've come across an issue that I cannot ignore if I want this firm to scale properly. And we decided to delay outreach because we were trying to create a system so that we could have a repeatable and reusable experience for our clients. Now, along the way, a few things changed. When you start making content, there's a sense of pressure that comes with it, because now you're documenting live in front of a whole bunch of people who have shown their interest, but as we know, attention spans don't last that long. So there was this urgency inside of me to reach revenue before people lose interest in the series. We were working on the system, and I thought that we were pretty close. In search of that final piece of insight, I decided to schedule a call with a friend of mine who's a wealth manager, in hopes that he might be able to provide the missing piece of insight. So I booked in the call, and even though it took me a few weeks before we could actually jump on the call, me and this person whose name I'm not going to say finally did jump on that call. And it was absolutely incredible. It changed my perspective on the whole business that I'm running and the approach that I need to take to sell it. But with that came a very uncomfortable realization. It started to sink in more and more that I didn't know the offer well enough to be able to intuitively find the questions that I need to ask CEOs to initially hook their attention and indicate future value. And so I had to study the system. So I started studying the offer. And within one day of studying it as if I'm prepping for an exam, my understanding of the offer completely changed, and I could see the holes, the gaps, the missing pieces, the reason that the value of the offer never really clicked to me. So I jumped on a call with my mentor, the Marketing Huddle, and while I was explaining the offer to him, the more I spoke about it, the more it started clicking to me what the real value of the offer is. And this completely changed my perspective of how we should be positioning the offer. I realized that what we were currently positioning as the main value of the offer is less than 10% of the value that our fulfillment system currently provides. And it was completely the wrong angle because it wasn't valid in PWM. Now, while having this discussion with my mentor, things started clicking to me that I heard in the conversation with that wealth management friend that I have. Long story short is that now we're in a position where I am redesigning the offer once again and studying it as if I'm prepping for an exam and repeating that process over and over until we are ready to sell. So unfortunately, we're not ready to sell yet, but this is entrepreneurship. It's not easy, and it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. It requires a lot of courage to continue working on your dream, knowing that we have to come record videos for you guys, which means we need money for petrol, we need money for parking, we need money to live, and yet we're still choosing to continue working on this business, even though we just had a massive realization that indicates there's a lot more work to be done. That being said, I hope you guys follow along with this journey, because we are going to get to that first client, second, 10th, 100th. We are scaling to the moon. Follow along and be as patient as we are with the process. Alright, so let's track the progress that we've made since video 2. Okay guys, so we said that we were going to update you guys on all of the stats. So for this series, we're going to specifically track revenue. We're going to track outreach, our positioning and how that might shift, our audience growth, our client acquisition journey, strategic pivots we make, and whether this entire philosophy actually works in the real world. Can you still build a serious business through depth and strategy in 2026? Well, here they are. Okay, so revenue is at 0. Okay. Outreach done is at 0. Okay. Positioning is at ding, ding, ding. We changed something in positioning, so that's pretty cool. Our audience growth is pretty good. We have 45 followers or subscribers on YouTube now. I do that every time. And then we have 672 followers on Instagram. And I think the last time we spoke to you guys, it was like 50. We have like 204,000 views in the last 30 days. So that's seeing a little bit of growth. Client acquisition, we don't have any clients yet. And strategic pivots, well, we've kind of made 2. Yeah, we made like 2. So that's good. Now let's get into what the positioning change was. We've changed from our old positioning, which we explained in episode 2. So go back to episode 2 if you want to see that. But if you want to know the new positioning, we now are positioned around the fact that we make wealth management firms worth more. Okay, and we do that by addressing the single highest leverage points in their business. So you change one thing and it has 10 improvements. You do that with 10 things and now you've improved 100 things. Low leverage, high change in the business. And the core things that we change in the business is client retention, client attraction, advisor attraction, like how many talented advisors and how talented are the advisors can they attract, and resilience, meaning when leadership changes or when wealth gets passed on to the next generation, then the firm stays consistent. It's not like the whole boat gets rocked now. And then the last thing is how much trust can the firm command. We do all of this by changing a whole bunch of things that I'm not going to go into in this little segment of the video. If you're interested in it, then let me know in the comments, and if there's enough comments, I'll make a video about it in detail. So that's our positioning change. Now, with that positioning change came strategic pivots, because we've got to redesign the offer and the way that we fulfill the offer, because now that we are promising something different and the value is anchored around a different point, the fulfillment needs to live up to the new promise and not the old promise. So we've got to redesign that as well. we've also decided, instead of running through the system ourselves, I'm gonna redesign it, and then we are going to work with clients. And when we work with clients, we'll get a better idea of what kind of client experience we should be putting into our system, instead of just doing it all from the seam of our belt. So those are the updates for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you can see the progress, because to you guys it's just a little 5-second thing. To us, it's been months of working really hard, continuously, non-stop.
Should I say that?